is around, I get that there's value, not only for the client, but even for the provider involved. But when it comes down to, hey, I want to try to shed costs in my core IT so I can fund some cool new digital initiative, I know that my mileage may vary, that every client situation is very different. What is a range of cost savings that you've seen as you've implemented GovernX to date?
Yeah. So we've seen some extreme examples, unfortunately, especially we often do something called invoice forensics when we have a new relationship with a client and they say, could you look back and see, has there been errors on the invoice that, I could gain some benefit from? And we found, $10+ million, right, that are errors out there. Now that's the extreme side. But we see, though, I would say if you think of value, up to 30% of value that gets lost. And that's because of invoice errors, or it's because of deliverables and obligations that haven't been tracked and, you're paying for things that you're no longer getting. It could be in services that we're not performing well and should have been service credits associated with it, or even the softer side of that, of the business impact associated with services not being delivered, or even just inability for the client to really utilize it. Maybe they've kept some people in place for that probably are maybe doing some of the service providers' services, like they just couldn't, they wanted to retain it because they didn't really trust the provider. That's also a cost. It's a cost against the business case. And so, that 30% is unfortunately what we often see. And we have the savings that are far exceeds typically what our cost is to a provider, just because it's so important to monitor.
Fantastic.